What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chaotic Minds. As always, it's Winged.
And a midget.
And real quick, before we get into the Reddit stories of the week, for those
there are reasons
who
I don't watch the news.
For those who are wrestling fans, we are saddened to report that Wyndham Rotunda, otherwise known as Bray Wyatt, has passed away at the age of 36. He had medical complications that led to a heart attack, which sucks because he was
one of my favorites.
As well, and such a bright and innovative
and giving person.
Well, on top of, he was one of the coolest. He had like one of the coolest shticks of the WWE. Like, having evolved from
his creativity.
Yeah, it sucks that we ended up losing him yesterday. So our thoughts and prayers and well wishes and all of that go out to the Rotunda family.
There is good news with that.
What's that?
The WWE has pledged that any sales that are made from Bray Wyatt gear, all the proceeds are going to his family.
Well, that's good.
So, if any of y'all want to buy some Bray Wyatt gear, now's the time to do it.
Oh, yeah. So, I just wanted to kind of get that out of the way, because it is extremely sad that we lost somebody.
Yeah, that's the second star this month.
That's the second star this week.
This week.
Terry Funk, and then very next day, Bray Wyatt. Dude,
like, Terry Funk, that's a trip to the 80s.
Yeah. But, we're going to keep everything in mind. We'll move on to the,
try to move on to some happier notes.
Well, more like
our end of the month spiel.
Yeah. So, as we said last time, at the end of the month, we are going to do a once a month Reddit thing, and that just so happens to be this time.
Yay!
So
it's already going to be September 1st next Friday. What the fuck?
So we are going to be doing a Am I the Asshole?
Yes, you are.
Okay, that was called for, but like, I am looking at other ones to go through, but this is just the easiest one I could find. Okay. So the first story.
Dun, dun, dun.
Am I the asshole for not allowing my neighbors to make a copy of my apartment key?
No.
Well, I can already see what everybody voted, so there is. We'll get into the story, and then we'll see if your answer still holds true. You ready?
Okay.
So recently, I moved into my new apartment complex less than 60 days ago. There are only 4 units in my complex, 2 upstairs and 2 downstairs. I reside downstairs in the second apartment. Everyone here has lived here for at least 5 years, while the oldest resident has been here for about 8. Everyone knows everyone, has been good friends with each other for as long as each one has been a resident. Everyone in my building has children besides me. Majority of them are single mothers. I am the only man. Apparently, there is an unspoken agreement I, at first, had no knowledge of between the rest of the tenants that the hallway doors are never to be locked. No one ever locks the hallway door. That is until I arrived. From my knowledge, no one in the building has a hallway key, just the keys to their apartments. The cost to replace a key is about $70 for each, quoted from my landlord. I just finished up my place and have officially moved in for about 3 weeks now. Each time I leave and come back to from my complex, I always lock the hallway door. It's always been a hit to lock doors behind me. My neighbor that works night shifts has arrived home for the last couple of weeks to a locked hallway door, which is a surprise given that the door hasn't been locked for years. Apparently everyone lost their key the first year or so living in the complex. I will hear continuous knocking and banging until someone comes to open the door. The first few nights I was awoken and got up to unlock the door. After the first week, I've since stopped and my neighbor will be up to unlock it to let our neighbor in. If my neighbor isn't home or doesn't wake up to come to the door, she will knock and bang on every window and yell until someone opens the door. Yesterday, my neighbor asked if I could please leave the door unlocked, given that it has always been that way, and would like me to continue to do so. I expressed that we live in a dangerous neighborhood, rated one of the top 5 dangerous in our city, and I feel more safe knowing strangers can't enter the building. While she understands my concern, she assures me that no one ever comes here but the residents and invited visitors, and my safety is not to worry. I had to beg to differ. She then asked would I mind lending her my hall key so she can make a copy and let like others make their own copy from hers. I politely declined because I wasn't comfortable with that. She offered to pay me to make a copy myself, in which I also declined. For the past week, my neighbors have barely spoken to me. We usually tell each other good morning and chat a little bit, or just a hi and bye, but not even that nowadays. My neighbor who volunteers at the food bank in our community would come back with goodies and share them with everyone in the complex. She has since knocked on my door to deliver me a box, which she usually would every Wednesday. I'm guessing she hasn't come to do that. I don't care for the food, but for the change in this routine leads me to believe I may have upset the rest of the tenants, and I honestly don't want any bad blood. So,
yeah.
Do you still keep that?
Yeah, because A, it's not his fault that they all lost their fucking key.
Right. But you also have to look at it like this. They have all been there for a while, right? At least 5 years, minimum 5 years.
Yeah.
So they've all, it's not his fault that they lost their key. However, they have established a routine that way nobody has to use their key that they don't have. And for him to come in and lock the hallway, which prevents any of them from getting into their homes, instead of just locking his apartment, he goes ahead and locks not only the apartment, but access to their homes. That is kind of ridiculous.
Yes and no, and here's my standpoint. We have the same problem here.
Yes and no.
No.
No, yes and no.
Because if they don't have their key fob, and they don't have, like, the ability to say they don't have access to the phone that is connected to the keypad.
Yeah.
That can unlock it from there.
Uh-huh.
You got people that we're trying to keep out of the building.
Right.
Because, let's face it, we have people that lose their keys or are locked out because of non-payment or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And so they can't gain access to the building.
Right.
And...
or
they don't have any business being in this building.
Okay.
And if it's just unlocked, they're able to come and go as they please.
Right. However...
But if they have their key fob, they can get in.
Okay, this is where I guess the disconnect is coming from, because he's not saying that, they all had a hallway key.
Yeah.
Okay, not a building key.
When they say
hallway key.
When they say hallway key, it means the door to come into the building to get to the hallways.
Okay.
That's what they're talking about.
They've been there for 5 years.
Yeah, and they fucking lost their key.
All lost their keys.
That is their problem.
His. but they've all had a way of getting into the building because none of them have locked the door.
Yeah.
Now, he went ahead and he stated that they are in one of the dangerous places in their city. However, all the other residents have stated we've not had any problems.
Yes.
So here's my thing, okay? I've lived in dangerous areas, right? Mm-hmm. You lived in dangerous areas.
Yeah.
We all know that there are, like you and I both know that even within those dangerous areas, there's like a building or two that they might be smack dab in the middle of these high crime, high dangerous areas, but nobody messes with.
Yeah.
Because of insert whatever.
Now you ready for my caveat to the whole thing? You cannot borrow my fucking key, but I will gladly go make you a copy.
That's the thing. They asked him. One of his neighbors asked him, like, "Hey, if I give you the no." He said, that happened, and then the very next sentence was, she then asked if she could pay me, pretty much give him the money to go make a duplicate, and he still said no.
Yeah, see, that part I don't agree with. That
so,
part I would be like, hey, let's get some new keys made for all the residents.
Well,
put money together and get it all done.
Here's the thing. She would, like, after a key was made for the one neighbor, she was like, I will personally make sure that everybody else gets a key copied from my copy.
Yeah. And that I don't have an issue with.
But he was still like, no. Like, why?
Well, there may be, you got to understand, like with our apartment building, we're not allowed to make copies of keys without getting authorization first.
Right.
Which
we have done.
I've always gotten permission. Always.
Not one of the last ones.
Yep, I got permission to copy the key fobs for Mike, and I got permission to copy apartment keys for Mike before the big switchover. But that's not the thing. There might be some rule like not being able to copy the keys or whatever without express permission from the landlord.
Well, it doesn't say that, I will say.
And that's where we might be missing information.
But at the end of the day, my personal belief. Now, so he was voted, the OP was voted asshole. I happen to agree with that.
I don't think he's completely the asshole.
Oh, I do. Because he was talked about it. He is a newcomer to the building.
Yeah.
When he went ahead and said, well, that sucks for y'all, and was asked, can I borrow it to make a copy so that way we stop having this problem, he said no. When he went ahead, when they were like, can we pay you the money to go copy it, he said no. So you know what's going to end up happening? Everyone in that building is going to end up getting charged money because eventually the neighbors are going to say something and they're either going to have all of the locks replaced or another solution.
The landlord's going to have to do it themselves.
Yeah. And that's going to cost everyone money.
That might be the way they have to go, though.
And including OP. So he is pretty much, there is a good chance that with him doing and acting this way is costing, keep in mind, single mothers money. All because he didn't want to make a copy or have a copy made of his key.
Yeah.
So, like, he's the asshole in my personal belief.
I'm not 100% sold on it, and the reason being is because they were all told, do not lose your key, or you have. Well,
we don't know if they were told that. Okay, we don't know what the situation was before he got there.
Oh, I can almost guarantee they were told not to lose their key, or else they'd have to pay for another one, because that's the way it is across the board. That's in the landlord-tenant rights when you sign a lease in every state across the board.
Either way, personal thing for me, asshole.
I don't think so, because there's always another avenue for them to get another key.
And a lot of the internet, a lot of the other Redditors also agree with my thing, saying that, yes, he is an asshole. So, we're going to move on to the next story.
Next.
And this one, am I the asshole for refusing to babysit my grandchild due to her not being my biological grandchild?
Yes. I'm sorry, if you can't treat all your grandchildren equally, regardless if they are blood related to you or not, you have no fucking business being a grandparent. And a friend.
Well, so...
Sorry.
Once
sorry.
again, I can see what everybody else says. So we'll see if... This is a short one. So we'll be able to see here shortly if you still agree with that. I was told to come here. My son was married to Emma. They got married and had a kid. Apparently he had doubts about it if he was the father and got a DNA test. He was not, but has been in the kids' lives for 4 years, and his name is on the birth certificate. So he is legally responsible, and he still loves the kid. Now, my issue is that before they divorced, I was never allowed near the grandkid. I was asked to babysit, but both cited that my home was unsafe, and they do not trust me with a baby, even if I raised 4 kids. They wouldn't even bring the kid to Christmas events or family events like Christmas. They did this with all of his siblings. Now, I know I am more country than them, but it still hurt a lot. My other kids' relationship with him is strained because they believe he is looking down on them after he got a city job. Now, after the divorce, he has the kid almost 50% of the time, and he keeps asking me to babysit. I told him straight up that I would not babysit the kid since she is not my grandkid, and you made it clear I wasn't good enough to babysit when you thought she was your kid. Huge argument, and he thinks I am awful. I just think he wants someone to parent due to not being able to rely on his ex-wife anymore. The reason and then they have an update with it, or they have like a clarification. The reason he claimed my house was unsafe was the horses. Nothing in my house has changed. Everything is locked if it is dangerous. I've watched my other grandkid, and there's been 0 issues.
Yes, they are still the asshole because where the situation at the house may not have changed, the child has. The child has gotten older, therefore less likely to get hurt by situations at the home. I've been put in this almost identical situation. It wasn't horses, but it was other animals. And whereas I did not believe that it was safe when my children were toddlers, I wouldn't have a problem with it now.
Well, and here's my thing.
I wouldn't have a problem with it once they started school.
Here's my thing, okay? She stated that they wouldn't allow, I don't know if it was her.
But they did it with all of their children.
So they didn't allow it when the kid was a baby. But now the son is coming to the parent now that they're a toddler and like 4 or 5 years old to babysit. My personal belief here, which is more prone to wander? A baby or a toddler? I honestly believe that as the kid is right now, if they or as of when they posted this, being 4 years old, that's a little more dangerous. So being like, I don't know if this is quite safe for my kid at this point would be like, that would it would be more unsafe for the kid now than when they were first born or when they were a baby. Because babies crawl around, but you can still, like, the first couple months they don't. Yeah, and then, like, when babies crawl around, you can put them in a room, put up baby gates, and problem solved.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as it is right now with them being a toddler, it is a little more dangerous, but they're starting to get that, hey, when I get told something repeatedly and it's repetition, they're less likely to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And being around being around horses will be able to tell, and they know, and we've seen plenty of videos where horses are very, very calm around even the wildest of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that would be something that I would say, like, it would be safer now than when they were a baby.
Here's my thing. She's not treating her grandchildren equally. She said she's not willing to watch that one because it is not biologically her grandchild.
No.
That's what you just read.
So she did give that as a thing. However, the main point of that, they said, I told him straight up, I will not babysit the kid because she's not my grandkid, and you made it clear I wasn't good enough to babysit when you thought she was biologically yours. So there is, I will sit there, I will agree with you to an extent. She is that they are an asshole. I'm saying she. I honestly don't know, but I will agree that they are an asshole. However, they are not the only asshole.
Oh no, I never said that the parent wasn't an asshole.
Because this to me seems like a whole lot of petty bullshit.
But here's the thing. I don't give a shit. There were situations where I told my dad or my mom that I didn't feel that it was safe for any of my children, which are all genetically mine because, let's face it, the hours of labor and coming out my hoo-ha determine that.
Yeah.
But there are situations with the animals, like my mom when she had several cats. My dad when he had the big dogs and the kids were littler. And with Nathaniel with brittle asthma when he was a toddler.
Yeah.
And all that. And I flat out told them that they cannot go over to their house.
Yeah.
It is not safe for them. But as they got older, I asked them to babysit. And whereas, say, like, your mom, none of these are genetically her grandchildren. If I felt the same way and I told her, hey, I don't feel like it's a safe environment for the kids to be at because you've got 5 dogs when they're little, but I ask you to babysit when they're older, and she's like, I'm not going to babysit them because they're not my grandchildren.
Well, my mom wouldn't do that in the first place.
I know, but you know what I mean? That's the example I'm using, because it's like...
Well, here's the other thing with that. And I do apologize.
You got to understand when a parent tells you that it's not that they're telling you that you're not good enough to watch the children. The environment isn't safe enough. She's reading too far into it.
Well, here's my thing. Because she does make a note in, like, the clarification part. She has other grandkids through her other children. And she has watched the other grandkid at the house.
They're biologically her grandchildren.
They didn't say that part. So
Different
we don't
parents.
know. No, hold up. We don't know if the other grandkid is biologically theirs.
Yes. But
Okay.
at the same time,
The second thing I do want to say real quick.
the other parent may not feel the same way about safety.
The second thing I want to point out here real quick is They, once again, I don't know. OP has had an issue, and it seems like the issue stemmed with the ex-wife.
Yeah. The ex-wife is definitely the asshole.
So that's what I'm reading into it, is the ex-wife is the reason why they had originally said no, they don't feel safe, yada yada.
It all stemmed from her.
However, where I will agree with you is the fact that she went ahead and stated, granted it may have been like a secondary thing, but the fact that it still came out that, well, this kid isn't biologically mine. I will agree with you that they are the asshole for that. Where I will disagree with you is that's not the only reason that was given. Like, if they went ahead and they said that kid isn't mine, so no, I'm not going to babysit. Then I could go ahead and be like, okay, yeah, asshole, right? However, that's not the only reason that was given. The other reason that was given was they felt slighted. Now, is that petty? Yeah. Is that an asshole and a dickish move? Yeah. You're dealing with something similar with your mom, in a sense.
But the thing is she's not treating... She's basically, all this is doing is hurting her grandchildren.
It is.
Regardless if they're biologically related to her or not.
But she's not the only one doing it. So, some comments.
Same thing. Yeah. Never mind. I won't mention. Nope.
Some comments. Someone is like, not the asshole. It's not about the DNA. It's about snubbing you before. Somebody went ahead and said, they responded to that 100%. It's about his treatment toward you and basically not allowing you to be his kid's grandparent by refusing to spend time with you. Somebody went ahead and said to this, and this is something that was ringing around in my head. We don't know the full context here. She's saying that they wouldn't let her babysit back then. There may be a good reason for that. OP is not giving the full story here. Just what she wants us to know is that she can feel justified in her decision.
That's my point.
So, like...
It feels very one-sided.
It really does. But there's a lot of comments in here going along that point where there's not enough information.
And see, the thing is it may not even... And this is where having more information would be helpful with this. Because if they're like, oh, they don't feel safe with her watching them or not allowing her to watch them or spend time with them at her house, or is it that she couldn't watch them or spend time with them anywhere?
Well, the other thing that they had said was they wouldn't even allow, like, I guess for family events. So for like Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that, where typically there's like a big family gathering, they weren't allowing OP to see the grandkid either.
See, and if that's the case, yeah, that's a fucked up thing on the parents' part.
So
but like we said, we don't have the full story.
Yeah.
Was it the ex-wife's notion of all this this is all stemming from? Or was it the fact that there is a medical reason that they couldn't go over there? Or is this just a power trip move by the OP trying to be manipulative?
From what it sounds like it's a case of country folk versus city folk. So like...
No.
The OP and the kids were born and raised in the country. One of the kids, and they had said this, got a job in the city.
Yeah.
So now, you have that mindset that newfangled city boy thinking, how they can't sit there and take care of their family like they used to because now they're all big city people now.
But you also got to look at it like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've lived in both the city and the country.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the city,
Nice. You got a little twang there going on.
in the city, if you leave your children that are like 5, 6 years old home alone
Yeah.
for a couple hours while you go grocery shopping,
You get in trouble.
you get in trouble. If
Yeah.
you live out in the country and you do that shit, oh, the kids are out on the farm again? Okay. Oh, the kids are out playing with the horses? Okay. Oh, the kids are out running amok? Oh, whose kids are those? Oh, those are the neighbor from across the field.
Well, yeah, like it. I will agree, but yet I will disagree with you. I will agree with you because that typically that does happen.
More of a community in the country. It's weird.
Yes and no. I've lived way out in the middle of the sticks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Several times when I was growing up, where it was a community kind of feel to it. Like, we'd sit there and we'd play hide and go seek and manhunt until 2 o'clock in the morning during the summer with all the neighborhood kids, and all the parents are like, okay, yeah, cool, Or there was a time where we had a block party and everybody was out until 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was at the end of the cul-de-sac, and like all the parents were out there, talking, having some drinks, all the kids were running around, and everybody was watching everybody. However, one of the other places I lived at was out in the sticks. Nobody knew who the fuck anybody was. Everybody kept to their own business.
Yeah.
And God forbid you came anywhere near somebody else's, because that's my property. Get the fuck off. I don't want you here. Nothing. Now, keep in mind, in the city, that is a little more common, because it's like you're all packed in this small square foot area.
Yeah.
Small being subjective.
Couple city blocks.
So everybody's like, this is my spot. Don't be while you sit, like, this is my step. Don't sit in my step. That's my sitting spot. But then you also have a lot of those communities, like, you hear about them, Little Italy, Little Puerto Rico, Chinatown, where everyone knows everyone else and everyone watches out for everyone else.
Do you know what the best part about living out in the country is?
No lights.
The Amish. Sorry.
I will agree with you. The Amish people.
Amish are the best part about living out in the country.
Depends on where you're at. Depends on how hardcore they are. But I will agree. The Amish are some of the chillest people. Unless you have some sort of technology with you.
So not even. So
well, you got to remember,
up until
where I grew up, Amish is different than your Amish.
No, where I grew up, where my mom is at, it's the same Pennsylvania Dutch Amish groups.
No. You can say that. However, even within the Amish community, Pennsylvania Amish is different than Ohio Amish, which is different than New York Amish, which is different from Pennsylvania Amish.
So,
like, they may share a religion and a belief system. They are not even close to being.
So what's really cool is, up until about 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, the closest place for you to get groceries, like do big grocery shopping, was about an hour and a half away from my mother's house.
Okay.
Where she's at now. The best part is
waking up.
If you hop off 81 and you go down towards the smaller filter highways and you go over the bridge into Watertown. And you go down that main street. After you cross the bridge, you turn left and then you make a right.
Anyways, you travel for a bit.
You go down and there's the farm countries.
Okay.
The farm country areas.
Okay.
And you pass the first farm and then there's a highway. And then right off that little 2-lane highway is a huge cattle ranch. And I mean huge cattle ranch. Last time I was out there, they probably had 200 head of cattle.
Okay.
Of meat cattle.
Okay.
They're dairy cattle. They have just as many. My mom has hit a couple of them. Cows win. Anyways, that's owned by an Amish family. And when my mom's car got destroyed by the cow, the Amish quite literally went and physically moved her vehicle back to her house so that she didn't have to pay $150 for a tow truck to move 200 yards.
Yeah.
And then...
Didn't they kill the cow and then give her the meat?
And then they... when they slaughtered the cow because, well, the cow couldn't be saved, they gave my mom and Foster all of the meat. And I am talking 2,700 pounds of cow.
That's a lot of meat.
Yeah, there was not enough freezer space. They literally stored meat for my mom and Foster for 3 years.
Okay.
Before the family was like, yeah, I can take some more. Yeah, I can take some more, because they were literally giving it away.
Yeah.
And then every summer, they will go make it a point to bring my mom fresh cream, fresh cheddar cheese curds. Like, they make fresh Limburger, which Foster likes. Like, they will bring, because they feel like it was their fault that her vehicle got damaged. They have quite literally supported them and made sure that they had milk. They gave them bread. Amish friendship bread, like, every friggin' summer.
Oh, yeah.
And, like...
It's good stuff.
Oh, my God.
Now, you just got to find some of the Jack Amish and have them make you some moonshine.
That's what the big silo is. The big dairy silo is. It is literally a giant vat of moonshine. There's 124,000 gallons of moonshine.
That's delicious. All right. So, your response to that last one, asshole, not the asshole, where everyone's the asshole.
They're both an asshole, but mostly the right now, until we see updates or get more information, the grandparent is the asshole, because I don't give a shit. You are not going to be around my kids if you're going to treat them any different. Sorry.
I will say everyone's the asshole. I won't put higher priority on everyone across the board. Asshole. All right. Next story is, am I the asshole for telling my sister she knew what she was getting when she settled for my cast-off ex?
Tried to warn her, brother.
If you would have told me years ago I would be in this situation, I would have laughed, but here we go. My boyfriend suggested I get an outside perspective here. I, 26 female, was dating James, 26 male, for most of college, and we had plans to get engaged after graduation. 2 months before graduation, I caught him planning to cheat. Nothing physical seemed to have happened yet, but he and another girl were making plans for a weekend that he told me he was going for a quick visit home. Cheating is an instant deal breaker for me, so it was over. Instead of having a fight, I didn't say anything, just waited until after he left for home, texted him proof that I had caught him and good things you're single now, have fun, and then blocked him on everything and went for a girls' weekend with friends. James lost his shit and spent a month trying to get in contact with me or guilt friends into helping him. The few messages that got through I trashed without reading them. After a while, I thought he had finally given up. About a year later, my sister, 24 female, announces she wants to bring her boyfriend home to meet the family. We didn't realize she had a boyfriend, but my parents had a barbecue and told her to bring him. It was James. My parents were stunned, but tried to pull it together. I just left. My sister called and tried to explain later that they had met at a party on campus and it was no big deal since I broke up with them. I told her I thought she could do better, but she could make her own mistakes. I just wouldn't be spending time around them. She got mad about it because our parents took my side, quote unquote. I don't get along with my sister at the best of times, so avoiding them wasn't hard except at holidays. My parents caved and let him come to Thanksgiving and Christmas since they seemed serious. James seemed way too invested in getting back on my good side when he was around, and it apparently made my sister jealous because she started acting brattier than normal. This last weekend was a milestone birthday for my mom, and I thought it would be a good chance to introduce them to my boyfriend, Todd, 29 male. My mom gave it the okay, and Todd actually made a great impression on the family. James was there with my sister, and he was pissed and left early. My sister called me later and yelled at me for upsetting James and trying to make him jealous to get his attention. I told her that she knew she was getting a cheat when she decided to date my sloppy seconds, and he was no longer my problem. Since then, she's blown up social media venting about it and is refusing to see my parents for the holidays if Todd and I are there. My parents think she's over the top and acting out, but she's on their case so much that they want me to try to smooth it over and apologize for calling him sloppy seconds. I think it was an apt description. So there's an edit or an update.
Okay.
Wow, this blew up a lot. After reading the replies and talking with Todd, I'm going to have a conversation with my parents this weekend and set some boundaries. I've reached the end of my patience with my sister, so I'm going to North Carolina with her. Todd and I will be going to his family for Thanksgiving, and we'll figure out a plan for Christmas, maybe Christmas Eve with my parents, without my sister and James, and then Christmas Day with his parents. It's going to be a hard conversation, but I'm not willing to put up with the ongoing soap opera anymore. I'll write out a letter for my sister explaining that I need some space from her, and then block her so she can't argue, and I don't have to experience the tantrum. Todd has been really sweet about this whole thing, and I know who I'd rather spend time around if it's going to end up being a pissing match about whose boyfriend can come to family events. Holy shit.
I'm going to say right off the bat, not the asshole. Because here's my thing.
Okay.
He left early. That it said right there. He left early when she brought her new boyfriend. He was trying to get into her good graces, hoping that they could get back together. That's all he is using her sister for.
I will 100% agree with you on that.
Because that right there, leaving early because she brought Todd her new boyfriend, that's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
If he would have been like, hey, sorry for the way things worked out, but I met your sister and I really like her, if he would have been a decent fucking human being or a man about it, then I would say that OP was the asshole.
Yeah.
But because he threw a tantrum like a 2-year-old toddler when she brought her new boyfriend.
Yeah.
And left early. No, she's not an asshole.
I will agree with you on that. I don't believe that she's the asshole.
No, not at all.
I do believe that there is a lot to unpack, and it is very much like a Jerry Springer episode.
I'm telling you right now, that sister is going to be in tears later when he does the same fucking thing to her.
Oh, yeah.
And then she's going to be like, I should have listened to you. Yeah, you should have fucking listened to me. I'm your blood.
Well,
I ain't going to fucking lie to you about that bullshit.
I love the fact that she straight up had said.
Aptly called him sloppy seconds.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%. I 100% agree that she is not the asshole on that remark.
Let me ask you this, because with guys, we have the bro code, right? And one rule of the bro code is you do not date your brother's
siblings
ex.
Yep. It's the same thing with girls.
Are you sure? Because I've seen a lot of stories. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. It's the same across the board.
Okay.
But it's
Jesus,
just like,
holy shit! Like,
yeah, no, that'd be like your brother's doing the same thing. Like your brother, your brother being like, she cheated, da 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 da. Kid's not mine. I'm heartbroken. I don't want nothing to do with her. Blah blah blah. And then your other brother getting together with her and bringing her around. Nope.
I happen to agree with you that I do seriously believe that the whole reason why he went ahead and started, why James went ahead and started dating OP's sister, was to try to get back with.
It was no coincidence
OP.
that he ran into her at a party.
Exactly. Even like he tried to get a hold of OP through messages. He guilt tripped some of his friends,
other family members,
to try to get a hold of her, and she straight up was like, nah, I'm not dealing with this. And like anytime that she got a message, immediately deleted it, didn't even look at it. So for him to go ahead and be like, just, this happened for like a month, and then it just stopped. And then all of a sudden it's, oh, sister has a new boyfriend. Okay, cool. When are we gonna, we're meeting him. We're gonna meet him because he's gonna come over for a barbecue. Oh, hi, James.
Yeah,
this dude planned this shit out so that way he could try to get back in her good graces and get back into her pants.
Yeah, and like
the
I
fact
said,
that she
he's
said
using,
no.
He's using that sister, and it's going to end terribly.
The fact that she said no, and then she left because she wasn't going to put herself in drama. Now, I am always a big believer of get yourself out of toxic.
Yeah.
I don't allow toxic in my life.
You can cut off toxicity even if it is your blood.
So the fact that she left because she didn't want to deal with that and she didn't want to ruin a otherwise good dinner, I can understand that.
Yeah.
But for him to go ahead and pretty much storm out early on their mom's milestone birthday, which I can only imagine to be 50.
50, yeah.
For him to storm out and, do all that, and then for the sister to call and say, you need to apologize.
For upsetting him. No.
No, he's doing this.
What's she supposed to do? Pine over him forever?
Yeah.
No.
No, sorry. Not the asshole. There are some comments. Let's see. So
I can't wait to hear some of these.
Not the asshole. You can choose your friends and your boyfriends, but you can't choose your family. Your sister and James are a perfect match for each other. Not the asshole. Doesn't like sloppy seconds? Maybe use leftovers. Leavings? Maybe others can suggest more terms. Somebody responded, dirty dog end.
Doggy bag.
Oh, yes. I assume you're British and mean snubbed out cigarette filter. And the person who said dirty dog end said, yes, I am British. And yes, he is not sloppy seconds, but a used up gross dog end that cannot be recycled.
Yeah.
Somebody said repurposed trash. Reheated cabbage.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Somebody said reheated cabbage, and somebody was like, that's an insult to cabbage. I love cabbage. Then they start talking about food. I'm trying to get past all the food ones.
Generic macaroni.
Let's see here.
It's like putting poop back in your butt.
It really is. Somebody went ahead and said he's a cheater who also banged her little sister to get back at OP or to get back with her. He actually acted jealous when she showed up with her boyfriend at their parents' home. I don't know what you call a sister who would be disgusting enough to date or sleep with a guy that you dated for years and not so much as talk to you about it before hijacking you with it at a family function.
Yeah.
I can't think of a word bad enough. Me and my sister are 14 months apart. 20 years after she dated someone, they came on to me. I said, didn't you sleep with my sister? That's a hard pass. Nope. Ill sisters don't do that. That's disgusting. Enough men on this earth that I don't have to mess around with someone who's dated my sister.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like you've seen the hurt and the pain that this person caused your sister, why would you be dumb enough?
Yep.
To be like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't care how desperate I am. I don't care how long it's been since I've gotten my rocks off. I am not going to go and sleep with one of my siblings' exes. Not going to happen.
Well, no, I really can't say that. No, you wouldn't.
No. Like,
I was going to say, because both of your
ew.
siblings are male.
Well,
That's why I was like,
I'm
then I
bisexual,
thought about it.
right?
I was like, that wouldn't matter
No.
anyways.
Like, me being bisexual, and Becca is bisexual. Like, Jeremy's ex is bisexual. That's the thing. It's like, I still, like, she's a beautiful girl.
You wouldn't go after her because she's your
No.
ex-in-law.
And she's the and especially since she's the mother of my nephews. Like,
That's
ew.
some, All right.
No.
So last one.
We are definitely a match made in hell. I mean, heaven.
Last one. And this one is interesting.
Okay. Every time you make a statement like
Oh no.
that.
There's a reason.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not opening the bathroom door for my brother's GF while in the shower?
No.
Here's where I say here's the reason why I say it's interesting. I, 16 male, live with my parents as well as my brother, 20 male, and his girlfriend, 20 female.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. That's why I said it was interesting. But we'll continue. We'll call his girlfriend Paige. Paige moved in with us about a year ago since her parents wanted her to pay rent. Now, we have 2 bathrooms, one with a shower and one without. Since moving in, Paige has made it very clear that she doesn't like the smaller bathroom. She would rather wait until the person is done in the larger one than use the smaller one. Whatever. I don't really have a preference. I really don't have a preference, so I usually use a small one to prevent drama. Anyways, a couple days ago, I had just come home from a long run and I was gross and sweaty. As soon as I got into the house, I went to the larger bathroom to take a shower. Everything was fine until I hear banging on the door. Mind you, I am mid-shower, fully naked and covered in soap. I ask the person banging what they want, and Paige answers, "Let me in, I have to pee." I am shocked and ask her, "Is the other bathroom being used?" She sighs, exasperated, and says, "Just fucking let me in." I tell her no, that she can use the other bathroom or wait. She starts banging on the door and cussing me out, and this goes on for about 5 minutes. I just tune her out and continue my shower. When I was done, I just assumed she relented and used the other one, but was met with a warm, wet surprise when I stepped into the hallway. Paige had pissed on the floor and didn't even clean it up. I'm angry now. Not only did she harass me while I was showering, but now she left a disgusting mess that could have been avoided if she just used the other bathroom. I stormed to her in my brother's room and we got into an argument, the gist of it being this wouldn't have happened if you just opened the door from her and later my brother, and you were invading my privacy and left a big gross mess. Paige ended up telling my parents everything except the pissing on the floor part. They were already on my side to begin with, but when I told them that final detail, they were livid. They almost kicked her out, but after they calmed down a little, they told her that she'd have to find somewhere else to shower because she was no longer allowed to use the big restroom. Now my brother is not talking to me, and his girlfriend is telling everyone that I was a manipulative asshole who almost made her homeless. I don't think that I was the asshole, but maybe she is right.
No, she is not right.
Nope.
At fucking all.
No.
For one, you are a 16-year-old boy.
Yep.
You have the right to take a shower and not feel like you are being watched.
Yep.
For one. For two,
there is a second bathroom.
Not only that, but
like
he's a teenage boy. There are other things he wants to do in the shower besides shower, probably.
Well, I don't think in this instance that was on his mind at all, because he had just got back from a long run
Yeah, he wanted to get showered.
and was nasty and stank and,
There's another fucking bathroom when you are a grown-ass woman. Why are you going to pee on the floor like a fucking toddler?
So when I was living with my parents before I moved out here, we were living in a house that had a upstairs bathroom that had a shower in it.
Yeah.
And then we had a downstairs bathroom that didn't have a shower. It was literally just a toilet and a sink.
Is it the same house that we went out to?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
For me, and only for me, that was my designated pooping bathroom.
Because your poop
I
stank.
was not allowed to poop in the upstairs bathroom.
Because your shit stinks.
It didn't smell any worse than anybody else in that house. And yet I was sequestered down to the downstairs bathroom.
Your sister bitched, didn't she?
More than likely. But so like I didn't like using that downstairs bathroom because my room was right across the hallway from the bathroom. Why am I going to wake up in the middle of the night, have to go to the bathroom, have to go down 2 flights of stairs in order to go poop when I can just walk 5 feet across and go to the bathroom?
So we slept in your childhood bedroom.
Not childhood.
Well, your teenage bedroom.
Not teenage. I literally only lived in that house when I was an adult. That was the house that we were in after I had come back up from South Carolina.
Okay, so
I didn't really have like a dedicated like. Okay, let me take that back.
But we slept in your bedroom.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the bedroom that I had. The bedroom at the end of the hallway, the bigger one at the end of the hallway, that was my sister's room.
Yeah.
From like ever since they had moved into there. And she didn't live in that house until after she was an adult as well. Like, but she got the bigger room, whereas I had the smaller one. Now, granted, I didn't complain because, it's a fucking room. I don't fucking care.
You sleep. Maybe.
I go in there, I sleep in there. Maybe I sleep in there. Because, let's face it, I don't sleep.
We slept in there.
We had to sleep in separate beds.
Damn it. That didn't work out too well, did it?
No. But like, I can understand not liking to have to use another restroom at all. However, I am not holding my piss for someone to take a full-blown shower if there's another bathroom. Like, I may not like using that bathroom. I'll still use that bathroom. Like, even when I was, like, really young.
Even here.
Well, no, here's the thing. Like, even when I was really young, when we were all living with my grandparents, there was an upstairs bathroom that had a bath, and it was a full bathroom, and then there was a basement bathroom. And me being the redheaded stepchild of that time period, because of my grandparents, because I wasn't biologically my dad's kid, I was made to use the bathroom in the basement. And I hated to use that bathroom because there were spiders. And there were millipedes and centipedes. And I am arachnophobic.
It's funny how arachnophobic he is.
But I still had to use that restroom. I hated using that restroom. However, if somebody was in the bathroom, taking a shower or a bath or whatnot, I would immediately go to that other restroom, to the other bathroom, because I knew that's where I could go.
Yeah.
But for her to go ahead and sit there and be like, I am refusing to use any other bathroom but this one, and because you would not allow me in there, I'm going to piss on the floor. One, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
The fact that you didn't even attempt to clean it up, that's disgusting. And the fact that you tried to do it with a 16-year-old, that's disgusting.
And see, and here's the thing. Like, even here, I will hold it if I absolutely, if it's not an emergency and I don't have to go that second or I'm going to piss myself, I will wait until people are out of the shower. Even
if it's the boys, you do. If it's me, you don't, because you'll just walk right in. And if it's Haley, like if it's, Bug, then you're like, I'll let her know that I'm coming in. But for me, it's like I'm the opposite. If it's the boys, I'm just like, I'm going to go in and go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that being said, how often do I actually do it?
You don't. You don't do it very often.
When it's bug, I will hold it as long as I have to, even to the point where I am pacing and
in pain,
contemplating walking to a store or driving up to the store to use the bathroom there.
Yeah.
And then if it's you, I'm just like, hey, fuck it. I'm coming in, bitch.
Right.
But like, Chica is 20 years old. And dude was mid-shower, 16, minor. And she got mad because you wouldn't let me into this bathroom. So I pissed on the floor instead of going to the other bathroom.
Yeah.
And now you're a manipulative asshole because you told on me. It's like,
ew.
well, and
if I was that brother,
here's the thing. He didn't even need to tell that part because
they were already on his side.
Like, she told the story that he wouldn't allow her to go into the bathroom to use it because he was in the shower. They were already on his side, being like, no, that's his right. And then he just added, he didn't even need to tell them, oh, by the way, she also pissed on the floor because I wouldn't let her in there. And that's what almost got her kicked out.
And see, the thing is if I was that kid's brother, I'd have been like, get to stepping, bitch, because that's disgusting.
Yeah, like, really, this, Hence the reason why I said this one was interesting.
Gross.
So overall, stated not the asshole. I wouldn't imagine anybody who said that they are the asshole. Top comment. Not the asshole. You were naked. You are a naked minor, and she was a fully clothed adult. This gives me creepy vibes.
I want a piece of candy.
Somebody said, not the asshole. Her parents must be so relieved to have her out of their home. Somebody then said on that, only one person was relieved. And that's the thing. Like, that's the other thing that I completely spaced out on. She left home because her parents wanted her to pay rent. Like, she doesn't live with her parents because they wanted her to pay rent.
So, is she not paying rent where she's at?
Apparently not.
Then get the fucking step and you pee on my floor. I'm going to fucking destroy your face. Fucking mop it up with your nasty ass hair.
Oh, jeez. Let's see here.
Anywho.
It said, another person had said, I mean, it's annoying, but if anyone comes up to OP with such rumors, all he has to do is say, yeah, I didn't let a 20-year-old into the bathroom with me while I was showering, so because she didn't want to use a smaller bathroom, she decided to piss all over the floor like a puppy who isn't potty trained. Ugh. And then let that hang in the air for people to ponder. Yeah. Somebody I do want to read this one. Said, I'm split between getting on Amazon and inundating them with some kind of recurring puppy pad delivery or asking if I need to source some newspaper to put down in the kitchen for her and keeping her off the carpet and good furniture until she's properly trained and maybe even threatening her with a rolled up new magazine if she misbehaves.
Litter box.
Except this whole scenario is giving me seriously sketchy vibes about the implications for her mental health. This girl actually pissed on the floor for OP to find other than use the other available bathroom because OP told her no. That is some straight up cluster B bullshit right there, and someone with whom I might think twice about an escalating conflict.
Yeah, I'd get her a litter box.
That does bring up something. Like, what if, like, there is something mentally wrong with this chick?
Yeah. She has like sociopath vibes.
She has like 3-year-old sociopath vibes. Like, you know how there are some
That
3-year-olds.
child that'll stand over you with a sharp object. And watch you while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sounds like that creepy. There's gonna be a murder-suicide, and it's not gonna be the man that does it this time. It's gonna be her.
No.
She is the poster child for narcissism.
Oh yeah.
And it's all about me.
I wasn't allowed to do what I wanted, so I just pissed on the floor.
Talk about treating everything like a dog. If you can't eat it or piss on it, and walk away.
Yep.
She really is behaving like a bitch.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Oh yeah.
Ew. Anyway.
So yeah, not the asshole.
No, definitely not.
Although I will highly advise
taking a second shower.
Getting a lock on your personal door there, bro.
Yeah.
And maybe
moving out as soon as you can away from her.
Yeah.
Go to college across the country, kid, because you need to get the fuck away from your brother's girlfriend.
Yep.
Because she's creepy.
But
she's going to be that teacher that sleeps with her students and they're in middle school.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant by my 8th grade student.
Anyways.
I
think we're going to call it there.
Yeah, before I vomit all over our bed.
Yep.
That would be a good thing.
So thank y'all so very much for listening. We really do, we really do appreciate you hanging in there with us. If you do like what you hear and you want to hear more, hit the download button. Download this episode and let Spotify and wherever else that you might be listening to us know, hey, we really like this.
We actually like these people.
We want to hear some more. If you would also like, there is a donate button. If you like to contribute to the show, there is that button there in the comments or in the description. We're not telling you to do so. If you want to spend some money and show us that you want to help us out, we will thank you in any way that we can.
And I will apologize over the next couple of weeks if things get kind of squirrely with our episodes and they're not posted in a certain time or whatever because, well, he got a job! Yay!
Yep. But as always, we thank you so much for listening. You listening to us really, does it for us. And, we really
don't forget to love each other.
Don't forget to love each other.
And
as always,
don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Take
Bye.
it easy. Have a great day, guys. Bye.